And we're back with some more Songs of Sticks. And while we're still slowly expanding out our all-meat colony, we do have a little bit of a problem. Some people have shown up making demands. It's basically a protection racket. They're like, yeah, basically pay us off or we'll show up with our 562 soldiers and a bunch of training. They have now put our settlement under siege, and yeah, let's see how well we can handle this. We have trained up about 500 soldiers, and I think we can give them a little bit of trouble. So as far as I can recall, you click on your own settlement, then you click on the army, and that should deploy your reserves. Ooh, it's actually going to be closer than I thought. According to this, if we auto-resolve it, you will lose about 498 men and inflict about 23 casualties. No! Wait. Yeah, I think we're going to manually fight this one. We're definitely going to It's better to burn out than to fade away. Kurgan, the Highlander. Whoever plays this, they have a good taste in, or whoever made this game, they have a good taste in movies and TV shows. Okay, here's the enemies down here. What do we got? We got humans at 49, Dondorians at 51, Regional Division Talapais at 42. This crowd is 40. Now, where's the other ones? 3, 4, 5. Ooh, there's 5 of them, and some of them are pretty weak. Tell you what, we are going to... Wow, we have 3 catapults. Maybe we should hang back a bit and let our catapults do the talking. You know what? Let's do that. We shall drag select a lot of you. And no, we won't put you that way. We're going to put you that way. Yeah, and if they make any mistakes, we can take advantage of that. Then we will just find the largest group over here, which is probably this crowd. That way, if we miss by a bit, we can still hit something. And then we'll start it up. Come on. Here they come, nice and slow. Wow, where's the catapults? How long does it take them to fire? Huh. Well, that's awkward. Trajectory blocked by terrain. Trajectory blocked by terrain. Trajectory blocked by terrain. Okay, hit that crowd instead. I think they're too close. Is there a minimum range in these things? Oh, I think there is. Ah, so that's the minimum range in them. These guys have moved inside the minimum range. I think it's time we charge then. You guys, get forward. In fact, let's pause this a little bit. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 squads. They have 4 squads up front. What we're going to do is charge forward and try and nab... We'll try and surround them, basically. I want to get 1 squad... I want to engage all 4 squads from the front. And then while we're engaged from the front, we're going to have 1 crowd swing around the side and try and flank them just a little bit. Okay, you. I want you to attack them. And then charge doing it. You. I want you to attack them and charge doing it. Yeah, you're already... locked in. Then this crowd, I want you to attack them and charge. And this crowd, I want you to attack them and charge. You, I want you to swing around to the side. Now there should be good. And we want you to do that at double time. And then go. Hit him. Hit him and hurt him. Oh my god! What the... That looked like it hurt. You guys... immediately attack in there and charge. I figured the flanking maneuver should help break them. Oh my god, our crowd just broke. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I should have brought the mercenaries, shouldn't I? Melee training 13%. Our guys should be better. How did we lose? Oh! We broke that crowd. Okay, fine. Get that. Go and attack them if you wouldn't mind. Charge! Yeah, this is not going well. Yeah, you can go hit that one. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, though. Though, this crowd do seem to be kicking butt. Speed it along a bit. How? How is that unit not broken yet? There's only a few of you left. Well, it is what it is. This is probably way too expensive. Oh my god, okay, so they finally broke that crowd. Fine. Okay, you guys. Attack them. You. Attack that section there. And I want you to charge doing it. Damn it. I gotta remember to unselect groups. You. Attack them. Charge. Unselect group. You. I want you to go this direction. Nope. I want you to go over there so that we can charge them from the front. You. Hit him. Perfect. Oh, they broke. In that case, I want you all to charge. Excellent. I can't believe we won that. I really thought we were dead. Victory! Well, that was a very bloody victory. Life isn't fair, it's just fairer than death, that's all. For our victory, we lose 125 people. We can get more of them. But we gain 3,000 supplies of, whatever, rations. 569 armor, 566 weapons. This is actually going to double the strength of our army. Hell yeah. That might actually be worth it. Everyone back inside. We better make some more storage for the weapons and armor, though. That's a lot of weapons and armor to help us out. Capital is now open for immigrants and trade. Yeah, when you get caught in one of those fights, it shuts down. Or when someone sieges your building, you can't actually do anything. You can't bring in any immigrants or do anything like that. Your whole town just gets locked down. Give me 1 second while I find some space to store all of this stuff we're about to get an influx of. When it comes to military storage, I've decided we're going to dump, well, a bunch of stuff here that's related to it. Basically, weapons, armor, clothing, rations, and drink. That can all go there, though we're not actually actively importing drink right now. This is because it's right beside our main training area. I don't know if that helps, but we'll go for it. And next up, it comes down to research. Over here, we've got our research labs working. Well, they're hard at work. They are leveled up to the max. They are loaded with people. And what we want to do is, well, replace our current scientists. Our current scientists are fine. They're elf-type people, or whatever you call them. Talapis, whatever. They're the elven-type ones. But they don't have any particular bonuses towards laboratories. In fact, their fulfillment levels are pretty low. However, humans are a little bit different. Humans here actually do like working in a laboratory and get a bit of a bonus from it. So they get a 125 or 25% skill bonus on top of it. They also get a skill bonus for working in libraries, and they're good at administrators as well. Let me double check a few things here. Okay, hear me out on this one. It's not as bad as it sounds. Humans are really good at working in laboratories, libraries, and they're also good at working as administrators. And all of these benefit from education. Education is something, well, okay, they're not great at working at, but when it comes to rates up here, the rate at which your subject is educated or indoctrinated is quite high, meaning it's much faster to use these guys to educate them up than any other race. In fact, let's just have a quick look at the other races. So humans learn at 2, the elves learn at 0.8, which you'd think would be really bad, but then you look at the bugs learn at 0.11, as in 11% of the speed. The dwarves learn at 20% of the speed, and the agricultural Cretonians, or the Cretans, learn at 0.5 speed, meaning the humans learn just so much faster than anyone else. I mean, the Talapists, or the elves, are about the closest after that. This is kind of crazy. So I was thinking, if humans learn this fast, and they're that good at labs, administration, and libraries, what if we just sort of hatched some? And by that I mean, if we just went over and got this baby location here, and I ripped out the elf nursery, and I replaced it with a human one. So now we've got a bunch of apples down there, and those apples will hatch into human babies, and then those human babies we teach in the schools, and they'll learn twice as fast. That'll load them up to about 60% education before they even become adults. And then we have their whole, life, which is about, I think it's 70 or 80 years, whatever, for them to work in the science labs. That would increase our science productivity by about 60% because they'd get a massive bonus. I'm thinking that would be very, very nice. Combine that with a quick tools, a few other bits and bobs, this should drastically bump up science. At the same time, we're probably going to want to build libraries. And for libraries, 1 second. These things here, it seems, they somehow keep your, it reduces your science upkeep requirements, so you don't need it to be producing as much science to maintain all of your current research, or that's how I understand it. However, you do have to keep feeding these things paper. So we have to unlock paper making, which I've done. We're going to put down a quick paper making place here. Dwarves get a bonus to making paper, so we use our dwarven population to run this to make the paper. And then once these humans have fully developed, we can use them to run the actual libraries and our research labs. Which means we're going to need to sort of scale up to industrial level productions of humans. Give me a minute. I'll get this done, and then I'm thinking a massive, and I mean a massive build out of human nurseries and schools. We're also going to need to import a bunch of apples. And what I realized we can do is we can just rip out, say, these 4 pastures here, build this up with industry, and just move the 4 pastures to the outskirts. We don't really need to keep, like, I've been sort of tacking things on at the edge and I've been doing it wrong. Just move the pastures out. We can rip out an entire pasture, replace it with industry, and the pastures on the outside require, well, they don't require an awful lot of effort. Oh, let me check something here, though, on housing. How's their housing looking? How this place is yellow, which means someone who's working here is not getting their housing taken care of. Guys, seriously? Oh my god, there's 19 people working there. Okay, we'll build some more housing nearby. God. This here will be our child assembly line. So all the apples come in here. The apples hatch into humans. The humans will then go over to here. Once they, I think it's hit 12 days or whatever, 11 days old. Once they're 11 days old, they get to go into the school. The school will start training them up. Now, since they learn twice as fast, I think we only need half as many schools to train a lot of them. But I could be wrong. Like, this crowd over here already has 24 children running around the place. In fact, we should be able to... Yeah, there's a child sleeping in there. So there's children in there, not just babies right now. And those children, they've stopped going to the school. I think they're fully educated. And when they're fully educated, they get a 60% bonus to jobs that get a bonus from education. And then what I've done is I've turned off the universities. Once I realized how terrible everyone was at the universities, except for the Dark Elves, there was no real point, I realized. The dwarves would benefit greatly from education. It would make them much better at crafting and stuff like that, but they learn so slowly. They're 0.2 on the education. They're incredibly hard-headed, so trying to teach them, it seems, is a waste of time. Trying to teach, and plus, teaching the elves, the only thing we're using them for is the pastures, and you don't gain a bonus from education in the pastures, so not really worth it there either, which means the only people who are worth putting in here for education is probably the humans once they grow up. So, the plan today is going to be to mass produce lots and lots of humans. I'm thinking we'll put together another baby assembly line. Once this is at about 5 days, actually, give it about 4. Once there's about, actually, it takes 12 days to grow the kids up fully. So I say we wait till, there are about 8 days left until there's another group of hatchlings ready to go. Then we build a second human nursery, and then once there's 4 days left on here, we build a third human nursery, and we'll have 3 groups of them going through. This school can handle quite a few, actually. What's the capacity on this thing? 40. This thing can handle 40, and each one of these produces 32 kids. Yeah, I think we should have capacity for them. Well, I suppose we'll find out. But I would like to... Oh, how's our apples looking? We might want to upgrade this. One great thing is you can come in here and go, well, you know what? Keep our apple stockpiles just that little bit more full. That means, current stock is that. We'll currently import... we want to max out at 2,100. We want to try and always be importing apples until we hit 2,100. We'll probably not be able to hit that, and if we need to, though, we can crank out more storage for them and make sure we're importing more apples as needs be, just to keep the babies being produced to dump into the schools. And once the humans start flowing, that should crank up our research, so we can start doing other funny things. And lo and behold, we're educating them. We've got 8 of them in there right now. Let's speed this along a bit. We've got 5 tutors available, 8 services, actually 8 out of 40, so that means 32 of them are in there. Excellent. The thing is, I can't figure out how much education they're getting while they're in there. The thing is, the tooltips tell you they get 60% from going to school. Now, they'll learn twice as fast, so we should only need half as many schools to keep them going. But I have hired one human for a reason. This guy over here, this is the only human we've got. He's a human student, and we can see that he's currently in the college right now, or that we made, or the university, and his education is at 15%. He's going to stay there until he's fully educated. Yeah, you can even follow these guys around and see what they're up to all day. Human student, relaxing. Well, human student, welcome to the team. Your education's at 16%, but all the kids who get born here, they should leave the nursery at 90%, which means, or sorry, 60%, and then we can educate them up to 75% and then unleash them into our research industry. I'm really curious to see how that goes down. Well, still trying to grind up some stuff on the side when it comes to education. Those humans just haven't actually matured yet. We now employ over 600 in our Rourke pastures, and as a result, this combined experience is boosting our performance by 60%. This is the most that can be gained through experience. We have hit max cow. Right, that means we're getting a bonus of 337% on skills, so a 3.78 multiplier on all the meat and hides created, which we are selling. We're up to like 2.4 million in money. I'm not even sure what to do with it all. I'm still just waiting for those humans to mature. They just are taking their time. I think it's 80 days for them to max out. So the way I think these kids work is they're born, well, they're hatched, they grow for a while, and then once they've turned into children, they start going in here and getting educated. But once they're fully educated, then they still occupy this area until they age up and become adults. And they don't become adults until they hit day 80. So yeah, they're going to be here for a while. It basically takes 80 days from them to be babies to be adults, so... And I don't think we can even check it. Look, here's a child right here. I have no way of determining how old they are. Where's this Twinklebottom? God damn it. There's just some terrible jokes going on in this game. Fine, well, we'll give it some time and see how long it takes for these babies to grow up. We're in day 1 of autumn, year 27 of the first age. I don't even... Should maybe try counting the days? Oh, finally! The humans are eventually maturing. They're now starting to show up. There's 20 of them listed there. That means they should all immediately be heading towards, yep, going towards the university. How's your education looking? 67, oh, 66, 64, 65. So they all start at about 60% according to the school. Once it hits 75, they'll quit here. And then they should just be ready to, well, integrate right into our educational workforce. Let's double check to make sure all of their stuff is set up for working. And welcome back to the work priorities screen. Right now, all of our humans are set up at basically all the priorities work on how skilled they are at something. So since they're very skilled at laboratories, libraries, and all the way down the bottom, administration, that's going to be their highest priority. In fact, there's only one level of higher priority. So we could tweak this a bit to make sure they do laboratories, libraries, and administration, but I'm just going to leave it as it is. The only other things they're good at is cotton, fruit farms, all this stuff. But they're actually... Oh, they're 3 below max. So we'll just leave them where they are. This means they'll prioritize all the stuff we already want them to prioritize, and we don't have to do anything. Dwarves will do the dwarves things, humans will do the humans things, and elves will do the elves things. I'm beginning to think humans may be just a teensy-weensy bit overpowered, especially because of their learning bonus. If this learning bonus works out how I think it is, it's going to make them just brokenly overpowered when it comes to science. Now, I have done a few minor things on the side to help the team along. We knocked out a little bit of research in relation to metal smelters so that we could upgrade them to level 3. That took a whole bunch of those cogs, but we started producing those over here. So once we started producing cogs, we were able to upgrade our metal smelters, and that really drastically improved our metal production to the point where we're maxed out. We also have stuck in a little carpentry section here because you need carpentry to, or you need those furniture to make the cogs. And then we put little stockpiles down here. For example, coal, iron just feeds straight into the smelters. This one gets coal and metal bars to make the actual tools. Down here it's furniture and metal bars to make the cogs, like all just local stockpiles to help these all out, to keep them running, ticking over nice and fast. Otherwise I was finding they were idling. There was no resources nearby, and they seem to have some limit to how far they'll go to get them. So by putting these local hauling spots, you can find the haulers under, where is it, infrastructure, logistics, and hauler. You can also increase or decrease the size as necessary, but this means if you need something in an area, just a small bit, or a bigger bit, or an awful lot, you can do that. Seems to be very handy as well for doing stuff related to your eateries and things like that, though I haven't really played around with that too much. There's a few things I would really like to try, though. Oh, and military. Yes, so what I have done here is I've set up a few extra military sections. You see, this is where we do all our training for our swords and, well, our brute forcing of things. So for that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 squads of quite well-trained military people. They're all up to level 4 dashes here. They've got double armor, double swords. Then this 5th squad, or the 6th squad, I decided, you know what? Since these guys are good at archery, let's just triple them down on ranged, give them some armor, and Yeah, give them like tripling bows, which we've stocked up on. We're buying it all remotely. We're not actually producing any of the weapons, any of the armor, or any of the bows, because that would just be too much effort. But everyone is now currently training up in here. When you tell them to train up, it's kind of mad. You just notice a massive drop in available workforce. Okay, wait, but where were we? Yes. Humans, how are you doing? There is actually 25 humans out already, and we've got a second batch in the oven. Maybe just leave it at that. I've put in an extra human nursery, so we got 32, 32, 32, and 32. 128 there, plus an extra 24 down here. That should mean that in about another 160 days we should have plenty. I think we'll upgrade to about 500 humans, and I just want to see exactly how much help this research gives them. After expanding this out, we can now produce about 250 humans every 80 days. Turns out, if you go under here, it'll tell you that humans become an adult in 80 days. So now we actually know. Turns out the elves, adults in 48 days, dwarves don't actually ever become adults. You can't breed dwarves, it seems. You can breed the elves, the humans, the bug people, and the agricultural cretins, or Cretonians, whatever. They're cretins. Don't care. Even if they are the third smartest race, it's amazing. That would also explain... It kind of makes sense, though. Having the dwarves be capable of being taught and educated and raised would make them far too powerful. So yeah, you can't breed dwarves. As of yet. However, someone has taken umbrage at us staying around here, and they've come to raid us again. Now, I've made a few changes. I have cranked up the armor capacity on all of our troops. We're now wearing about... Ooh, everyone's wearing a lot of armor. We've added a few more swords to people, and we've put in our archery group. I think this should be a decent, solid fighting force. Let's see what the enemy has brought to bear on us. If we check under the messages... Yeah, the protection racket people. 768 soldiers with 24% training and 29% equipment. Oh, and one thing as well. When it comes to getting the raids, you can see here what your percentage chances are. Ours have dropped an awful lot recently. I think it maxed out about, well, hit about 10% when this raid hit. But then once the raid's going to be declared, your raid chances seem to drop off. And it also depends on how many troops you have. So the more troops you have, better trained, all that stuff, seems to decrease the odds of someone attacking you. Let's see. If we attack them, what's... you know what? It was too risky last time as well. Let's try something different here. Let's maybe summon an army. And by that I mean, let's recruit mercenaries. If we recruit all those mercenaries and we attack there, yay! So we have all of our mercenaries plus our 600 garrison versus them, and suddenly things are looking an awful lot more in our favor. Let's engage them here. They were last season's winners. No, last season's losers. The running man. This here is your throne. If the enemies make it to your throne, you lose. I think we should probably figure out how to make more catapults at some point. You can... Okay, they seem to be able to shoot up to a distance. Like, up to here, they seem to be able to shoot, but everything beyond... Like, if they go closer than that, it seems they're cut off. So there's a minimum range on catapults, and it seems to be quite close. Yeah, let's just pick a large group. Go for them if you wouldn't mind. I think our plan will be as follows. We shall put up all of the mercenaries up front. And yeah, these crowd. All of you can go up to the front line. And then we'll put all our people behind them. There. That's more like it. What we've done here is put all the mercs right here where they can get, slaughtered. And then we're going to put our people on the sides to kind of flank around the edges. We also put our archers over here, but I don't think they can target anyone. I'm pretty sure that there's too much tree cover here and it's messing with our ability to fight. Have we... Yeah, this really does look like a weird map. Like, if we were in somewhere else where there was some open ground, maybe archers would be a better plan, but this does not seem to be working. So if you pick the elves, you end up with an archery race, but then all of your fights are going to be in trees where your archery is useless. It seems kind of weird. I think that maybe needs a little bit of balancing. Anyway, let's get this started. Plan is very simple. We're going to have our people this side rotate, and these people come forward. Going to rush them down quick. I don't know what kind of archery skills or anything like that they have. What's those two? You know what? Who cares? Let's see if our catapults can ever land a hit at any point ever in the history of the game, which seems highly improbable. You guys, charge. Go for it. You crowd, you are still moving forward. Wait, they're not our guys. Who are those guys? Oh, wait. They are our guys. What am I thinking? You guys go there. 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 You guys are already charging in there. You guys, oh, you three can all go there. Yeah, you know what? We're going to have you all swing around so that we can get in there. And I think... Oh, damn it. Remember to deselect, Francis. Remember to deselect. All of you, charge. Go for it. God, that's brutal. And more charging in, more charging in. You guys still can't shoot worth a damn, can you? You know what? Come forward. Maybe if you're closer, you can shoot people. You guys, can you attack them if you wouldn't mind? You guys, actually go attack those guys. And you guys, head that direction. Charge. Hey, that's one group down. I think. You guys, attack. Charge. Oh my god, is there anything left? I think that's the enemies destroyed. Or most of them. Oh, wait, there's a group over here. Perfect. That was, I don't know, I still think this combat system needs a little bit of work, but we haven't got to the thousands fighting yet. We'll see. There can be only one. What did we get out of all of this? We got 1,600 bows, 2.4... What the hell is that? Clothing, 2.4 beer, 4.2... Like, that's a lot of stuff. Also, we can capture some prisoners. Let's take a few, I suppose. I don't... Like, we do have a prison, so, you know, we can have people stored up in prisons to fight, maybe? Yeah, 11. We'll capture 11 people. Exit. And this army, we can disband them. We don't need any of these. Done. Oh, and we should probably get rid of that army entirely. We don't want it clogging up the screen. Problem solved. No longer under siege. Yeah, capital is now open for migrants again. Okay. For now, I'm going to skip forward time a bit. We need to have as many humans as we possibly can to work all our science facilities. Once we start getting the science in, I'm going to start building libraries so that we can upgrade our science even more. Science production is going to be the #1 component for the rest of this episode, I think. Science and lots of humans. So it'll take us about 160 days to grow 500 humans, and once the 500 humans are hatched and out doing their work, we should be sorted on the science front for the foreseeable future. Well, while we're busy doing a little bit of side work, we're up to almost 100 humans. We've got a new title. Citizens require 2,000. You are recognized as the supreme ruler of your starting region. Your edicts hold much greater weight than they used to. Citizens 2,000, nobility 8, boosts administrators +1. Okay, let's check down this. I'm putting down some statues about the place. In here, under construct, you can go to decorations, and it turns out statues and pillars produce awe. So we're going to go around and inspire some awe in people. What is this on? Oh, this is torches. Ooh, huge torches. You know what, let's just stick down a nice big one there as well. You need torches for, well, light, it seems. Some races like them at night. I really don't care if they're a little bit afraid of the dark, to be honest. Though I do think I'm going to have to change some of my building strategies and features to accommodate all of these decorations, which I never thought I was going to need, so now everything's crammed in so tightly, there's no real way to retrofit them in. I've definitely learned a lot on this first playthrough. Next time round, there will be changes made, but for now, we're still going to see how far we can take this, even with this inefficient methods we've cobbled together as we went. I think I'll throw it in a university while we're waiting, or not a university, a library. We don't have enough humans to run all of our research and science at the moment. In fact, most of them are currently in university. Yeah, we've set it so that they're going to max out their education at 100%. We're going to get them fully duper, super duper educated, and then we're going to unleash them into our science. I mean, considering it takes 80 days to train them up in the schools, they learn at double speed, so for the last, it's 1% a day. In the math, it takes them about 20 days from, so 100 days old. Once they're 100 days old, they will have maxed out all of their learning, and they will be released into the workforce. Then they live to be 80 years old. which I think it's 16 days in a year. Yeah, they'll have plenty of time. I mean, they'll be like 7 or something by the time they're ready to be released into the workforce, and then they can work until they're like 70, 75 or something like that. We're not much of a very retirement orientated community just yet. Oh dear God. Terrible news. Our cattle have been affected by disease. As a countermeasure, our herders have culled the sick animals. 84% of them. I'm sorry, what? Oh my God. That's a lot of dead cows. You culled 84% of them? Well, we have 434 in reserve, but I don't think that's gonna restock all the fields as quickly as we would like. Ooh, this is gonna hurt our food, money, everything. We got 5 million in the tank. Worst case scenario, we should be fine, but oh wow, that hurts. That's the first really nasty thing we've had happen to us in a while. The Enderlint are going good, but that makes me wonder about this whole monoculture thing we've been running on. That'll be fine. We got 434 in reserve. We can stock them back up. In fact, I should probably increase our storage of livestock so that if something like that happens again in future, it's easier to top back up. 400 and so is nice, but maybe about 1,000 in storage? Yeah, let's up our storage of those to about 1,000. Turns out my panic was a little bit premature. We were able to repopulate our fields in record times. Turns out when you've got massive bonuses to actual livestock production, it turns out they just populate really quickly anyway, so yeah, we were able to repopulate the fields in like a couple of days. Should probably have realized we were a little bit overpowered on the cow front already. The libraries here tend to reduce the maintenance costs of our science, or maybe they're adding a multiplier. I think it might be a multiplier to our actual science production. So if we go grab a science lab down here, they are now producing, oh my god, at 578% bonus. That's kind of huge. What the hell? What's the maximum knowledge you can support? 20,000. So I think when we built these first, they could afford about 4.8, 4.9. But now with all the upgrades we've chucked onto them, they're each producing 20k science apiece. That's ridiculous. Oh my god, we have 100k science. We should probably spend some of that. I've even been spending the odd bit here and there. Like, I reduced all our spoilage by half. I reduced all our maintenance by half. And our trade negotiations have allowed us to double our the amount of money we can get from trade. You know what? Let's check on a few pieces there. We'll double that again so we can get even more trade income. And this allows us to make paved roads. This allows us to make fancy roads. I don't think I care about decorative plazas, but logistics I am interested in. And these transport wagons? We need logistics too. Is that enough? Yeah, there you go. Transport wagons allow us to move stuff faster. Now, there's a few other things I'd like to improve upon. I don't think we need any more smelting bonuses, but well, we can never have too many cows. Never. The rains have stopped. It'll devastate the crops. Don't worry, we don't have crops. We're fine. We just have cows. Yeah, that's a little high, a little expensive, but there you go. 150% bonus to our pastures. That should sort out any money issues we could potentially have in the future. What's the production on this? I'm sure... Wow, this thing goes up to 100. That thing's a meat only. Okay then, I think we've got more than enough hides coming in, for the time being at least. Alright, let's crank out some more humans. More humans will mean more science. More science will mean more cows. Well, we've managed to get up to a wonderful amount of 260 humans. We're still 250 shy, but we've got a strange murder for some reason. Somehow there's serial killers in this game. Did not see that coming. It's actually Jake the Invincible. Got a bit of Jack the Ripper vibes. Well, that's wonderful. Killed an elf, so I'm betting it was probably one of the dwarves. Yeah, probably. Dwarves are not happy with some things. Once we were united brothers, was it? Now everywhere I look, I see green, red, and even blue faces. Now I'm not a racist, but some of these are a lower breed, my lord. Dwarves. Very dependable. Oh, actually, maybe we should start buying booze now that I think about it. Keep everyone a little bit happier. In fact, everyone's really happy. We could be expanding our population right now. I'm just waiting for the humans to catch up. Breeding them is rather slow. Even with all of this production going on, it still takes a little bit of time. These libraries, though, oh my god, it's really bumped up our research. And I've stopped researching a few things. For example, I got rid of the paper mill. There was no point making paper ourselves. Why bother? Instead of making paper ourselves, all we did was we buy the stuff. Buying the paper just made it far simpler and cheaper. Yeah, it just turned out the actual production and all that wasn't worthwhile. In fact, yeah, it really seems like just focusing on one thing and using that to feed all your other things just seems like the way to go. We'll find out. Currently, we have our next group of humans doing their little studying. They're up to like 93%. Soon they'll all be maxed out. Once they hit 100, they'll go off and tuck into the science, and their science is going to get even crazier. I'm not even sure what to research anymore. Oh, look. Protection money. Someone wants protection money. What have they got? 903 soldiers. That's a fair bit. 47% training and 32% equipment. Yeah. In fact, you know what? That's so little money that it's actually worth paying it. But I'm still going to decline the offer because, you know, I don't like them. Anyway, we've maxed out our soldiering, which is good. It turns out this in here was doing about 200% to our soldier training speed. Once we grabbed all the upgrades, that goes up to 360%, which means all of our soldiers train faster, which means they have more time to be actually going around and working. They spend less time retraining. What happens is people train their melee skills, and their melee skill starts to degrade, and then they have to come back here for refresher courses. As for the ranged training, I'm not sure. Several of these have maxed out, but we basically had to just put in lots of them. As far as the word, there's no upgrades to them. We can't upgrade these, make these any better. They just start at 180%, it seems. Or was it? Yeah. Well, fine. There's no way to upgrade your archery, so I think long-term, melee is the strongest, but maybe in the short-term, archery would be quite good. Considering it gets a speed boost at the start, it's cheap and easy to put down, and you can train lots of people simultaneously. I think archery might be more powerful early game and weaker late game. I really should have looked into that more, because especially considering we're the elven race. Well, looks like the serial killer keeps going. Who's this Milot? They want me to torture this person. I'm not against torture, but it just seems like... Oh, no, wait. Let me rephrase that. This is a game, so I'm not against the torture in game. It's just more a case of... I think that might annoy a bunch of our population if we just start torturing people at random. Could be the wrong person also. They might admit to the crime and not be it. No, there's too much. Mila Thalger? Okay, Mila Thalger. Let's do a quick search. There's Mila. Anyone want to follow them? So, Mila is a scientist. Hey, if it's a mad scientist, that would actually be kind of funny. You know what, Mila? Let's follow you and see what you do. So, harboring any thoughts of murdering people, relaxing, getting equipment, relaxing, slashing people up and removing their eyeballs, equipment, relaxing. Also, we do have an attack inbound that's going to hit us very shortly, so if you could hurry this along and murder someone again so we could, you know, convict you, that would be really nice. No, we don't care about the accident. There's accidents that happen all the time. There's no real avoiding it. What the... Another victim. This time poor... whatever. Was victim. You're demanding you do something quick. The killer left a message. You must be asking yourself, well, blah, blah, blah. Jake the Invincible. Well, for one thing, it wasn't What's-Her-Face. So I think I'm just going to increase guard posts. Problem is, I don't think I have enough guard coverage. This is how they're getting away with this. Yeah. Give me a few minutes. I think we can nip this in the bud with a few well-placed guard posts. Well, this is annoying. Would you stop murdering people? Ugh. I'm not sure exactly what we can do, but I've built up... Well, I've queued up the building of bunches of guard posts all around the edge of the map, just so that we have guard posts in all the locations where there could possibly be crimes. I think we're running a bit short on people. I have a lot of people training for the military right now because we have an incoming attack. Where is that incoming attack, by the way? It hasn't shown up. It will at some point. If I could release some of the people from the military, we could then free up some people to actually get to help out with the killing, or help out with the building. But unfortunately, that's not an option at the moment. Oh, look, there's the rebels. At last. I was getting bored waiting for you. Bronach? Yeah, they're in here somewhere. Where are you guys? There they are. There's 903 of them. They'll stomp over here, and then we shall... Need any prisoners? Well, it would be nice, I suppose, to have a few prisoners for the pits. Maybe we should make a bigger prison. What the hell? Another murdered elf has been found. Body eyes removed. Yeah, 5 was asked and 5 has been delivered. Now I will take my place at the side of my master. There was nothing you could have done to stop me. Do not feel bad about it. I shall see you soon and treat you kindly as my slave. Whatever, you loony. Dear Lord. Okay, where were we? Yeah, I want to buy some extra clothes. We're trying to double equip everyone so they get a little bit happier. And then we're just going to wait for that army to attack. We'll then sally out and kill a lot of them. Well, assuming nothing weird happens because of that serial killer thing. I mean, can't be any serious problems because of that, right? Ah, right on time. Here's our enemies. Let's get ready to rumble. Sim, again, grab the fodder mercenaries for putting up front, and then we are going to attack them. We get to bring our garrison, and we get to bring the army, and wow, they are getting tougher and tougher. Even if you auto-resolve that, you lose about 31 men and inflict about 903 casualties. I just want to auto-resolve, but you know what? Let's see if we can't get a little bit better at combat. We have lined all our armies up, but we have two sort of ranged units here on the side. These mercenaries are weird in that we have a little bit of ranged skill on this one. This one's got about 7% ranged experience. All of them have bows, but most of them have no ranged experience. It's all, well, melee or ranged, or nothing at all. Whatever, we'll use them as fodder, it's fine. But these two crowds over here, their job is to attack that unit. We want to try and break that unit as quick as we can. We can break one unit, it frees up all the troops on this side. Now, can you guys shoot that? Did you fire? I can't even tell if they fired. Yep, they fired. Oh my god, okay, that works. I'm beginning to think maybe I should have invested in more range stuff for a while. Damn. Oh! Like, ow! That whole squad's just getting annihilated. If we had nothing but archers, this would be even more hilarious. I think we're going to get some more bow people in. I think you can double down. Okay, you two. Start targeting that unit. I think it's time we started charging. Who's shooting over here even? They killed two of them. Huh. You. Engage. Yeah, I know you got range stuff on you, but your range stuff is useless. You engage. Perfect. You engage. You know what? Double down on them. Why not? You take that one. You take that one. And you two can probably change tack. We want you two to go there at the double. And you two crowds here, just supposed to keep shooting. You're doing good work. Good work. And let's see the blood. Oh my god. Perfect. Then in that case, you crowd can go over here on the double if you wouldn't mind. This crowd is still trying to come around. You know what? Oh, those people do not look like they're having a good time. Take them on. If you can shatter them, maybe that'll help break the army. And you guys, I would like you to... No, go that way? Yeah, if you could go that way, that would be much better. And you two. Considering your wonderful work so far, let's put you right over there. You can run around the back and hamstring the lot of them. This does seem to be working out quite nicely. You guys just pursue, or you know what? Don't pursue. No, come back here. Hey, get over here. You, however, can totally kill those. Oh, they broke. This is ridiculous. Hey, just guys, kill everything. Come on, stop. Muppets. You guys, charge in. Stop faffing about. We need to break these guys quick. Every minute that this keeps going on for, we're just wasting troops. What? I told you to attack them, not... Where are you running? I mean, okay, I appreciate the hustle, but... There we go. They're all starting to break. That is fine. We will grab this whole team and we'll just say, chase them down. That should provide us victory in short order. There we go. Pretty handy. I'm definitely going to get in more archery, though. That archery stuff was hella powerful. Prisoner-wise, we're only going to take what we already have. I actually took the Crotonians to use as prisoners, and yeah, eventually they get set free, it seems, so maybe let's not do that again. We'll take ones we already have in storage. Done, and then we can disband these armies. We don't need the mercenaries. Although we just grab the mercenaries, disband them when we're finished, and then just get rid of the army. We don't care. However, I think it's time we started going out on the world map now and conquering some of these surrounding territories. So what I've done over here is I've started putting down storage locations. You need this to actually support your army in the field. So we're going to have one for clothing, one for booze, one for rations, one for armor, one for weapons, and one for bows. Then we're probably going to stock up on some more. I'm going to need more archers, like a lot more archers. I was really liking how they worked out. Well, looks like the serial killer's gone. That is good. Just as we got all of our security stuff in place. Oh well, it happens. Might want to start upgrading our military as well. I'm thinking more bow people. It turns out putting all this stuff into storage for the world map removed it from our inventory for use by our military. So right now we're trying to replace all of our swords so that our army has something to wield. We need, about 3,100 swords in storage, about 800 bows, and about 3,500 armor. Yeah, so we're a little bit shy. But we can replace those. We have the money. We have lots of money. But we're going to burn through a whole bunch of that. This stuff is incredibly expensive. Now that looks like future progression. There is, there's 80 people can be trained in each one of these into being archers. We're going to, hit up the archery tech just a little bit. You notice we've got 240k of science. Something to be said for rolling out nothing but humans with master's educations on top of them. For example, just grab this laboratory here, and we can check and see we're getting a species bonus of 1.25. That's because every single person working here is a human. They're also getting an education bonus of +1. So if this was not humans, just say we had just let the elves stay in here doing their thing and doing all their learning, they would have actually had a multiplier of 2 instead of 2.5, and their additives would have only been 1.14. So it would have been about 3.14 as opposed to the 4.64. We've got an extra 1.5 on top of everything because of all that education. It just makes the humans so much more powerful at this. And that also applies to the library. Library as well, they get a massive bonus in there. And since there's less bonuses available for the library, this counts even more. Like if they did not have this, oh my god, I just realized the education here gives a bigger multiplier. It's giving a plus 1.50 multiplier. Oh, never mind. Humans, completely overpowered when it comes to knowledge, completely overpowered when it comes to research. And if you raise them yourself, they start out with 60% education, and then you just throw them into university. And then what you do is you come in here, and you come down to occupation. So come into humans, come down to occupation, and crank up university to the max. 100% learning. That means they'll get 100% education before they go out and start working. And then you get everyone else, and you make them dum-dums. You just set them to 0. You do not want your Dundorians going to a university. They have a 0.2 multiplier to their education, which means instead of getting 1% per year, they're going to get 0.2% per year, which means, or per day, which means it'll take them 5 days to get 1%. 5 days to just get a single percentage point. Humans have a double bonus, meaning they get 2% every day they go. Elves are kind of okay. They have a 0.8 multiplier, so they're the second most intelligent species. Humans have a double. Elves, the second most intelligent species, have a 0.8 multiplier. That's ridiculous. But anyway, the elves could benefit from this, but since they're the majority of our population, it would just be so spread out and diluted, it's kind of pointless. Plus, we're using them for our soldiers. We don't want smart soldiers. That's just a waste of time. So humans, every single one of them, maxed out education. Everyone else, we don't care about you. And this has allowed us to just push our research to absolutely ungodlike levels. Temperature is rising, yet we don't care. Not only is it ungodlike, we've got 240 grand, and I've already bought out every single trade bonus. So we have now got 150% bartering, which means we can sell every single hide we've got for 45. We sell everything for 45. I think it was like 6 or 8 or something at the start. Now it's up to 45, which means we could, say, buy bread for cheaper than that. In fact, only eggs and mushrooms are more expensive than hides. So we're literally able to turn what's sort of a food byproduct. I mean, our Auroric farms here, they produce 50-50 mix of meat and hides, but the hides we're effectively able to just transmute into any single food we want at a 1-to-1 ratio or better in most instances, which means we're just going to get all the happy foods everyone likes and start importing them. Oh, and we have changed up our import strategy over here. We have clothing, armor, weapons, like all the weapons, all the stuff related to running an army on the map. We're going to be getting around to that shortly, so I wanted to import everything we need. So we're going to import all the booze, everything, and all of the import docks are here, all of the storage locations are here, and all of the stockpiles for our military over here. This is where we used to have our archery sections. I decided to move them down in here so they're a little bit closer. The problem was there wasn't enough housing up here, and all of the housing with actual support facilities was down here. So I simply moved them all to this section, ripped out the farming sections, and moved them closer to the edges. This has allowed us to do some amazing things by just ripping out these farms and moving them, or the ranches. Frees up a bunch of space on the inside, allows us to expand without going too crazy. I mean, I actually like this method. The farms just keep getting pushed out, and they're cheap to build. It's super fast and quick to build the farms. Anyway, we have 300 extra citizens we have hired recently because, well, we want more archery people. We are going to train up at least 3 groups of archers, and I'm kind of curious if we can cross-skill some people. Also, one thing I completely blanked doing. Let's go grab a human. How are you doing? Hello, human scientist. We would like to promote you. We need a master of something to do. A university headmaster. This will increase laboratory productivity, library productivity as well. So boom, that should give us even more science that we don't probably need. In fact, let's start maxing out a few things. Let me think. Ooh, I just noticed administration. Yes. We need to actually do some administration stuff. That's... Ooh, let me build an administration building over here, and let me give a quick demo before I end this episode. I decided to put it in a slightly different location. Let's get everyone in here. Come on. It should only be humans as well that go for this. Yep. Wait, no. That's an elf. Elves, what are you doing here? Do we not have enough humans? We will soon enough, it's fine. Alright, so they're going to start working away there, and that's going to start generating us... Wait, that's population. Now, where's the admin tokens? We're supposed to get administration points. They might only be visible on the outside. If we go out... You now employ over 25 administrators. Well, yeah, that's probably going to go up as well. If we go in here, we can check our admin points. We don't have any just yet, but we will. We will. Just give them a bit of time. Ooh, actually, education works as well. This is going to be really good. That's going to give us a hell of a lot of admin points that we can use to take control of other places and improve taxation and stuff in our own place. We can start getting into taxation and the bigger things. Thinking we're going to need a few more of those. How many people are actually employed there? 28? You need tools. Yeah. I'm thinking if all you can get is 113, you can probably do a bit better if you get some tools on top of that. And we'll probably put in a second one. You know what? Let's check in a second one right here. Done. That should give us a little more admin to play around with. After letting our administrators get it together for a little while, we have managed to accumulate ourselves about 180 points. This we could use to spend on improving our region. Now, there's a bunch of stuff you can do here, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. You can elevate a species, make everyone like them more, but make them happier and more popular and more loyal and increase their population growth, but it's expensive. You can also prosecute a species, so like you just less population growth, less loyalty. I'm not sure why you'd want to do that. You can also exile them, or you can genocide them. You know, you've got all the options available to you. This allows you to do a bunch of stuff like if you buy law, let's pause this for a second, it will increase how lawful they are, which means it'll increase their happiness. It basically stops them from, going berserk and, having problems with, people rebelling or going mad against you. You can also do stuff where you increase production, population growth. Like all this stuff here, you can crank this all up nice and happy. Now, what we want to do is probably grab a few things. Like, for example, we can crank up the taxes on grain here. This means we will just get a bunch of grain delivered to us for free. How much grain and stuff you get is based on a bunch of stuff, but if you hover over your territory, you can actually see that grain has about 100%, as in it's a very popular commodity here. For example, this place here, grain's only 67%, but this place has lots of iron. This place over here, I think it is, has... Nope, not this one. Maybe this one. Yeah, this one here has lots of coal. So what I was thinking was we would capture this place for its coal, capture this place for its iron, and tax them for the iron and coal, because we can. That should cut down a bunch on our imports, and we could probably afford to make a whole bunch more swords, armor, and things we could use to go conquering. In fact, that's sort of what I want to do next, is go a-conquering. We have the points to do it, and remind me to... Actually, I should probably not apply that tax. But what we can do is apply maybe a little bit of production, population growth, and capacity. That's pretty cheap, actually. That's going to cost us 10, 16, 20... 40 points to max that out for production, population growth, and capacity? Yes, please. Considering it's pretty much free after that. Well, as long as we have the points to do it. And education? Yes, we will crank that way up. I don't know exactly what education does. As far as it gives a 0.2 multiplier to production, 0.10 to knowledge? 0.1 to knowledge. Does that mean that everyone gets 10% knowledge, no matter who they are? Education, 16%. Let's find ourselves some dwarves. How's your education there looking, buddy? 19%. Some of them may have attended college just a little bit. Okay, then. So maybe that helped? You know what? We'll leave it for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip forward time a bit, get all of these archers trained up, and then we're going to get ourselves together an army and go rampaging. I want to capture some territories. I want to start taxing people. I want to, get on our way to becoming a lord of some sort. I think we're limited in the size of the army we can build, though I suppose we'll actually wait. No, no, you. Oh my god. You can support huge armies. Right then, we're going to need to import more people, increase our trading stuff, expand out our... Oh my god, there's so much to do, isn't there? No, that's fine, that's fine, that's kind of the joy of this. Anyway, I'm going to cut this out here for the moment. I hope you enjoyed, and good luck.